Welcome and good evening, race fans. Tonight, the Relentless Racing Series Xfinity is taking it to the Tricky Triangle at Pocono. And as the playoffs are glooming closer and closer, we have 8 winners that are for sure locked in. But the other 10, or other 8, can't count math, ain't mathing this morning, tonight, whichever. They're going to be trying to fight their way in. You can see right there about Sam Gordon and up is still in shot point wise. Now, win wise, it's anybody's ball game. Somebody could pull a rabbit out of the hat, get them a win, and straight up make it to the playoffs. But looking across the field, we're looking about a field of about 22 to 23 tonight. So hopefully it's going to be a pretty good showing. Got about 10 minutes before it's going to start. So real quick, we're going to give a shout out a couple of these sponsors. And we're going to come back, talk about the race. Hopefully Tony and Bobby will be here by then. And we're going to get going. You see it right there. We've got Bobby Rafferty practicing a few laps, but right now the two is going to be the ones to watch. It's going to be Schaefer and Dewsbury. Both of them putting in pretty good times. Dewsbury able to hit under the 54.3 mark. "70 laps tonight. Stage break going to be at lap 30. 3 turns, all 3 different banking. They're one of the drivers that's on the bubble. Michael Newbraw, he's setting. See how many points back. We'll do a quick mathing on it. He's 6 points out of not making it into the round of 16. Isaac Wilson last weekend was able to get on the top part of it with Matt Webb and Jared McCauley both dropping down along with Michael Newbraw. Nathan Penley is another one that he's got the points, but just cannot edge that win. So hopefully he's going with the split. I'm gonna also look at that. As far as see, he's going with the Wrangler and oh yeah, the Goodwrench and Wrangler. Nice little split scheme there. Well, some of the ones we'll be watching to see if I can stay above the bubble, and that's going to be Cody Riggs, Cedric Broswell, and Isaac Wilson. Seeing if they can, they're those three in the top 16. Minutes left. Everybody's trying to get that last little bit of practice in. Brandon Banks, pretty decent FRC. He's got a pretty decent 1, 5, and 6 right now. You can't forget DBR though. They're a force to reckon with. Schaefer, Banks, Newbraw. I believe they're missing one tonight. Matt Webb just locked it up for that motor and it's getting on off the track. I'd be looking for FRC to make a statement. They got a few more in. Spencer said he's ready for his teammates to get that win in. So we're going to see how it's going to play out. They got about 2 minutes. Before qualifying starts. And I think, I'm not sure, I heard somebody sneaking in. Oh, 2 of them want to sneak in at the same time. Bobby, Tony, both. Y'all must have held the door open for each other.
Yeah, we got a little busy turning some laps out here.
Can't have too much fun now.
I'm going for the world record right now.
World record.
And I lost it out of the tunnel turn, but that's okay.
We all want that world record.
They're overrated.
Just like in Genesis, put the world record for eating most hot dogs in 10 minutes. It's overrated, but it's cool.
It is cool.
Well, the playoffs are winding down. We got this and 2 more before it does. The points are looking pretty close on it, especially for that bubble bunch from about 14th to I'm gonna say about 18th. We got 2 that's Newbraw and Webb still within striking distance, but Riggs, Broswell, and Wilson, they're teeter-tottering right there. But I'm pretty sure, Bobby, you've had some practice in with Riggs and kind of keeping his head up the past few weeks.
Unfortunately, no practice, but Cody took a little bit of a break. Well needed, well deserved, just to get his mind right again. And you know, this track will suit Cody's driving style, I think. This is be patient to go fast type track.
I believe that's one of the words you preach a lot about is patience.
Yeah. So I'm going to call it now. Depending on how this track grips up, I'm thinking we're going to see a possible 1 to maybe an O in qualifying for pole.
Well, and looks like it's pretty well overcast right now, so that should add some grip.
This is going to be fun tonight. There are so many viable grooves tonight. It's unreal.
I'm going to go out on a limb even further and say we're going to have a first-time winner tonight.
Could be.
Got lots of them that's right there on the verge of winning. Nathan Penley being one. We've seen him get right there and not get it, but he's 152 to the plus, so he has no problem making it into this round of 16.
Well, that also means he can go for it.
So the whole kitchen sink and everything at it.
Yep.
You know, hopefully trading paint's loaded up right. Everybody seems to be. I know trading paint's working because Penley's paint's showing up, and it's a different. Well, Bobby, Tony, y'all's picks. Outlook for this race: 70 laps. Stage break at 30. What's the fuel window and tires strategy going to be on this?
Fuel somewhere around 20. So they will have to pit under sometime during the first stage. And then the run to the end there, they're going to probably have to be pretty calculated on how they do it. I don't think there's going to be a lot of wiggle room in the fuel. So if they're going to one stop it in that final run, they're going to have to do it like right at about lap 52, 53, I think. Is probably where they're going to be at.
Not a far stretch, but it's a pretty good stretch.
Yeah, stage will come, or caution will come out at lap 30. They'll have, 2 or 3 laps under caution, so there definitely not a lot of wiggle room there for fuel. I don't think two stopping it's going to be viable unless a caution comes out. I think it's going to be one stop after the stage. But if a caution comes out, anything can happen.
Well, speaking of cautions, Bobby, how you think the caution part's going to play out on it? Clean and green, or are we going to have a lot of breeding?
Well, number one, there's your 0 from Mr. Dewsbury. So I called that one. So we'll see if I can go 2 for 2. Cautions, I'm thinking it's gonna go one of two ways. We're gonna go clean and green to the end and it's gonna get spicy, or we're gonna get real spicy at the beginning and then we're gonna have a real long green flag run. Only reason I'm saying that is there is an absolute boatload of grip out there tonight, and there's multiple grooves that are viable. So I think people are gonna end up getting, lulled into a little bit of a false sense of security. And you said at the beginning, we're getting down to crunch time here. There are some guys that don't have a choice. They got to make those aggressive moves. So that always will throw a monkey wrench into everybody's plans when you have somebody that's in a win it or, you're not in situation.
Yeah, and there's plenty of drivers that are wanting in right now off of a win. There's right there another one we're going to see is Schaefer. He's going to see if he can.
Schaefer ran a 1 on his first lap. I'm thinking Schaefer's going to, there it is, 53s. Just barely.
Ooh.
And Evan Ludi coming over the top of Dewsbury as well with a 008.
I think FRC, they did say last week that they was putting in some practice for this track. Well, we got about 20 seconds before we start gridding up. So, real quick, we can give a shout out to the national anthem. We'll be back for 70 laps at Pocono. Well, they all finally got logged in. Wasn't for sure about Schaefer if he was going to make it in there for a second. Had to update Discord. So hopefully it's fixed now. Alright, so who's your pick? Bobby, Tony?
I'll let you go first, Mr. Tony.
I think I'm gonna go with Sean Pointer on this one.
He done stole my pick.
You gave him first pick.
I did. I was being nice. But he done stole my pick. You know what? I think I'm gonna ride with Mr. Evan Ludi today. He's been showing a lot of speed. I think he's due.
I'm going to throw one out there, and if we don't get caught up in it, it just ain't no bias here. I'm going to have to pin it on Isaac. And yeah, Isaac's probably cussing me now.
If you don't finish tonight, it's your fault now.
Yeah, he's probably cussing me already. He's like, she hadn't said that. I can hear him now.
I'ma tell on you.
Oh, he's listening right now, probably. But right there is where I think the battle's going to be. And you're looking at pretty much FRC and DVR up there. You got a couple of exiled, but no, not FRC. What is SVR? And some FRC.
SVR, yep.
Got a little bit of everything up there right now. This new camera package is taking me a minute to figure out. I had to babysit today. Carrie had dental work done, so she's sound asleep.
You better not wake her up. She's gonna get out that bed and whoop your rear end.
Give her some ibuprofen. Pace truck's out. Here we go. Everybody seems to be scattered out. 3-4 wide. Is that smart on this track?
Ooh, it got a little spicy towards the back there. Looked like some bumping.
Got spicy up front too, as Dewsbury is going to go from that third position back to, I believe he is sitting in about 6th or 7th right now.
I feel like this is going to be a good test of that middle line there. Looks like pretty good, that middle to higher line there. Pretty good defensive line. Kind of can be an equalizer. If you don't have the all-out pace with some of these other cars, you get to their outside. I feel like you can make it stick. Maintain with them and maybe pull away with that draft.
I definitely have to agree with you. This is the first time I've run on this track where that middle groove has really been that prominent. And it's at least in 1 and 3. Obviously, turn 2, the tunnel turn, is always going to be the bottom. But it's nice to see us have multiple groups that are viable tonight.
Yeah, they broke down single file pretty quick, so this may be everything to settle out in single file to the end. It seems to be settled down. Evan Lee's on point. Schaefer, Banks, Pointer, Dewsbury, Finley, and Collier, and Moore, and Brussels will round out your top 10.
Now, if I remember correctly, there was a little bit of heat there between the 7 and the 8. And doesn't look like the 8's doing the 7 any favors right now. A little bit of bumping and rubbing. Oh, there it is. I called it.
Oh, a little, rubbing is racing.
Yeah, I think we might want to keep the camera there because I'm thinking this might turn into Bowman Gray at Pocono Speedway.
But you know what? He has got the paint scheme tonight to rattle some cages. At least half of it is.
No doubt about it, and I think you're going to see it right here. Oh, he backs off.
He just...
Nope, there it is.
Spencer just turned the wheel right into the 8.
Mm-hmm. Well, if we remember back to our interviews last week for the winner's circle, these two were not exactly happy with each other.
Yeah, I don't know. I went back and looked at that contact, and I watched the 7 just turn the wheel right or left into the 8, like intentionally. It looked like on my end. That's, I don't know. Like, I get there's a bump there, but that wasn't a catching the car over a bump turn.
Tony, can we just say that the 7's lucky it's Mr. Penley in that car and not me in that car with my track record?
Yeah, I don't think we've seen the end of this one.
No, I don't think we've seen the end of this for the rest of the season either. I think this is... Jeremy loves rivalries, as we all do. Jeremy, I think you got your wish. I think you're going to have the rivalry that you've been looking for.
Definitely.
I'm thinking we may see Keselowski and Edwards 2.0 here.
Yeah, because we ain't going to call it no Busch or Stenhouse, so...
What, you mean where Ricky knocked Kyle Busch's head back up into Virginia somewhere?
Yeah.
You know, that is the...
I don't know.
That
I
is
think
the
Kerry
one person... That is the one person in the garage area. I've been in the NASCAR garage area quite a few times. I've been fortunate enough to do that. Ricky Stenhouse is probably one of the only dudes that's a driver. Now, the pit crew guys, you don't want to mess with any of them. They are monsters. But Ricky Stenhouse, he may not be the tallest guy, but he is a big boy. No thanks. You can tell me, here's $1 million, go mess with him. No thank you, I'll stay poor.
Well, I'll have no problem taking a whooping for $1 million.
Ooh, no thank you, sir. I'm good on that.
Well, they seem to have got away from each other, so
For now.
Macaulay's right there, and he's between them, so maybe he'll be the buffer for a little while. And, well,
Seems like our top 4 have broken away. It looks like the number 20 is Sean Pointer is slowly creeping up on the 54 of Banks, but still pretty spread out there.
While we're doing that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break and hopefully stay green, and we'll come back to some more green flag racing. Well, still green, 10 in the books. Tell you what, that battle like y'all was talking about, Dewsbury and Kenley, I think this is gonna go on into the playoffs.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And unfortunately for the 7, it's looking like he's starting to hold up this train because number 42 of William Moore and the number 45 of Ethan Colley are getting there. Realistically, the 42 is there now.
Like I believe that's the 30 car there having a little bit of a moment. 30 car having a moment there, got loose. But I will say this, after that whole deal where the 7 turned left into the 8 got back to his bumper and kind of caved it in a little bit on that left side. So that might be part of what you're seeing.
I mean, I can't say what I want to say on the broadcast, but there's that game that people have been talking about. Everybody knows that I think is along the lines of what he played right there.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but little not a good way to make friends, I'll tell you that much.
No, and especially knowing you're a playoff driver, it doesn't matter where you finish. You don't have anything to gain, but you have a ton to lose when you get down into the playoffs. I would be trying to make as many friends as I possibly could.
Yep.
Because that only comes back and helps you during the playoffs. If you start pissing people off this close to the playoffs, they ain't going to do you any favors when you're there.
Right. Gotta have that mutual respect, otherwise it ain't gonna end well for you.
Nope, not at all. You make your bed, you sleep in it, right?
Yep. Getting bunched up here back around the, what is this, 17th, 18th spot?
I think Roswell is holding up Isaac and Riggs right now. It's letting
But
Lamont close in that gap.
he had a big moment off the corner. I don't recall what corner it was where I think he got loose and really had to catch that car, and I think that's what we're seeing here is these boys are trying to make it around him, so if he gets loose again, they're out of the way.
I just noticed Cody is rocking the AWG scheme tonight. One of our league sponsors.
But I'll tell you what, that outside lane is holding strong. Doesn't seem like that bottom's really working.
Just not enough grip down there tonight, which I was really surprised.
But that we had 2 packs of 3 cars. Now we have 1 pack of 8 cars, so it's going to get interesting. Josh Van Weston kind of says, "Get out of my way, Isaac. I'm coming through." Gets that high line.
And Isaac's going, "I got nowhere to go."
Cody Riggs sends it deep into turn 2. Closes some ground there. We're going to see the 93 can get around that 30 car.
I think Luddy may have burnt some stuff up because he's dropped the lead. He's getting closed in by Banks right now.
It's so easy to burn your right front off at this track as well. You can do it without even trying or realizing that you're doing it. You really have to run this track like a road course. Slow in, fast out.
A lot of heavy racing right there. Them 4 or 5 right there. So we're coming up on Gatlin Downey.
Oh, Josh Van Weston shoving it in hard.
Slides up pretty good. 3
I
wide.
think he got super tight in turn 2 there. And there he goes around.
Real interested to see what happened there.
Lucky for him, he didn't hit anything.
I think he may have came down into Riggs a little bit.
My honest opinion is Cody came up a little bit and Josh came down a little bit, and then a little bit of net code. Not a ton, but just a little bit to start pulling Van Weston across Riggs' nose. But great, as you said, great job by Van Weston not hitting anything. Because that could have been a catastrophe.
Looked like Cody dropped low to give him room, and as he was coming back up, he got right to Van Weston's left rear, and they just kind of hooked together, and that's what we saw. That all started with the 21 getting tight in the corner, and Cody Riggs having to drop low to stay away from it. And that's what I'm seeing anyways.
I'm going to say it wasn't near as malicious intent as Penley and Dewsbury was.
No, definitely not.
And again, I'll call it how I see it. If that happened to me, that 7 car would be firewall deep.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen the end of it, like we said before, but 15 laps in, we're going to see everybody coming down pit road, throwing four fresh tires on, and filling up with fuel. Somebody's staying out.
Vincent staying out, constantly.
I wonder if that's a strategy call to get a lap led here. Curious how close he is to the cut line.
He's above it. He's sitting 11th in points. He's 43 to the good, so.
Yeah, it's really not an issue, I wouldn't think.
Henley with a great stop there. Leapfrogs himself up to 4th position.
Wow. Some of those stops seem pretty quick. I'm curious if they all took 4.
I'm thinking some guys just went with a gas and go. How many sets of tires did we have tonight?
3 additional.
3 additional, and we're about 20 on a tank.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The way those tires are burning up, I feel like if you didn't take 4 there, you're gonna pay the price. You've got enough sets to pit here, pit at the end of stage, and pit once in the middle of the final stage there. So
Yeah, you do. It doesn't make sense why they wouldn't take 4.
unless you're banking on a late race caution and having a fresh set, but man, that only works if other cars go with you. Otherwise, you're up towards the front. You pit for tires, everybody else stays out. Well, then you're at the back of the field. So
It looks like Spencer,
I think he's getting
William Moore,
damage.
Evan Luty, and Jared all took 4 sets of tires because everybody else is under a 10-second pit time.
That's interesting to me. We'll see how this plays out. I'll tell you what though, those guys on 4, I bet you they'll be flying through the field by the time we get to this stage break.
There ain't no doubt about that.
I believe Dewsbury was in there, like you said, Tony, fixing some damage because he was in there a good 40 seconds.
Yeah, I think he was getting all that damage fixed.
Okay, everybody between Penley and Dewsbury gets an EOL. I want to see some excitement.
I think Dewsbury may cut his way through there. They may find each other.
I don't know. He's back in the pack now, racing around guys he normally doesn't race around. We may see him get caught up in something here. He's an aggressive driver, and some of those guys at the back may not be prepared for that.
You just said it. The aggressiveness of that 7 car, which has definitely helped him this season, in a situation like this, could definitely hinder him.
Right. What did Joey Logano say about being at the back?
Hanging out with the squirrels, get your nuts cracked.
That's something we may see here.
It's something I didn't want to see, but I kind of knew it was coming. I've called it past 2 seasons. Truex is on his way out. I've got to find a new driver.
Yeah, he kept doing those 1-year contracts. He was very indecisive for several years. I think he finally made the decision.
I think what we're going to see is, because Martin comes from the same home track that I do, Wall Stadium in Wall, New Jersey. He's a modified guy. I think you're going to see him racing with Ryan Newman and the rest of the guys on the Smart Tour. So you'll still be able to watch him race, but I think he's going to go back to his roots and go back open wheel modified racing.
I think we'll see him in the Xfinity car every once in a while too.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Number one, you can't pass up that type of money.
Vaughn got a pretty good start with those tires.
89 did not get a good start. He really checked up that outside lane.
Thinking he might have been in the wrong gear.
Yeah.
That's the way that looked to me.
Real deep. Shout out to Wall, New Jersey.
Absolutely shout out to Wall, New Jersey. A lot of great drivers.
Oh, wrecking in the back.
Uh-oh.
Brandon
wreck.
William Moore, Spencer's in it.
There it is.
Oh, I think
no caution, though.
No
I don't believe.
It didn't. That's what I was trying to find. I think it may have a little something to do with Vaughn staying down below the track. Everybody kind of panicked.
Well, no, they were 3 wide even before they got there, and it looked like the 5 and the 17 hooked bumpers.
Oh yeah.
Almost looked like the 17 was trying to stick it in a hole that wasn't there.
So getting back to my previous comment, though, Wall Stadium has not just come out with Martin Truex and Ryan Truex as great drivers, but a lot of people don't realize this. The greatest crew chiefs and car builders of all time, Ray Evernham, is also his home track was Wall Stadium, New Jersey.
So this is going to surprise some people here, but Spencer got out of that pretty clean. He was able to get on the brakes, tapped the 1 car in front of him, but didn't do any damage at all.
Ooh, Mr. Joey Maines may have just said it gave I'll copyright it for Mr. Barkley, but excusi coming through to Mr. Stephen Hine going into 3 there.
You can see riding right there with Dewsbury. He kind of bumped him, but like you said, Tony, I don't think it was enough to do any damage.
Yeah, just barely a little tap. He lost some time on track, but didn't really hurt the car at all.
In front of that Supra, looks pretty clean.
Looks like we have this battle for the first place starting to heat up a little bit. Mr. Schaefer has brought Mr. Penley and Mr. Pointer to the back bumper of Mr. Banks, as well as Evan, who's making a move simultaneously as Schaefer's making a move on Banks for the lead.
Banks gets a really good run off the corner. Gonna be the good teammate there and shove that 3 down the straightaway.
Evan Ludi down low underneath Penley. And Evan is one of our drivers that has taken 4. He's going to go for a 2-for-1 special here. Can he clear Banks off at 2? Not quite there. But still a great drive off the corner.
Yeah, not really losing much there, is he? Just kind of maintaining. Didn't quite get clear, but now he's clear.
Now he's definitely clear. Going to set his sights on the spree of Brandon Schaefer.
Yeah, I think he'll get him pretty quick. Looks like he's carrying a lot more pace into the corner.
Looking Riggs there. Working together again. Dewsbury coming on the inside of Riggs. Dewsbury's got a lot of track to make up, though.
Yeah, but he's getting there. He's working his way up there.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. It's been a pretty clean race.
Now he did it, Tony. Ready to be here all night?
Hey, my boss is sleeping.
Hey, all I gotta say is 11:30 Eastern. I'm clocking out and I'm going home. Find somebody to cover the shift, sir.
Isaac, it's tight. Pushes Stephen Hine into the wall a little bit off of turn 3.
Steven's been getting beat up a little bit this race, especially off of 3.
Gonna open the door for Spencer to go through there. Able to clear the 89 and that is sights on the 95.
Quick little shout out to Simrat Market before we close up on the stage.
Yeah, Cody Riggs trying to get underneath the 89 now.
Weston sliding in on the high side of Jared.
I'll tell you what, though, Evan Ludy has gapped Brandon Schaefer by quite a margin with those 4 fresh tires.
Can you say checked out?
Got over 2 seconds on him.
I think Jared will try to get around Riggs down through the backstretch.
Cody gonna hang up on the outside, but almost got the wall. May have got it a little bit, giving Isaac to run back down into 3.
I don't think he got the wall, but he definitely had to check up pretty bad there. We see the 95 coming down pit road.
Isaac trying to use that side draft down this long front straightaway. But you're seeing it here, what you were talking about earlier, Tony, is that top line is definitely strong, which we haven't seen in the past.
Yeah, I think, 1, you carry more momentum off the corner. 2, if you're in the draft, you know, that's kind of where everybody runs down the straightaway, is that higher line. So it's kind of the preferred line down the straightaway if you're side by side.
Big choke up for Cody that time.
Got really wide there.
But he held on to it.
That's a scary feeling too. Going in on the outside of the tunnel turn there.
Yeah,
that outside wall comes up so fast, and she's mean.
And that's probably the only part of the track where running that higher line is going to hurt you. Is
Absolutely.
That turn 2, that tunnel turn. It's just there's not a lot of room there. You're trying to carry so much speed off of there. 1 and 3 definitely going to benefit you, but turn 2, you're going to pay the price. Pit road is closed.
And I'm noticing what the issue is. Cody's just driving him way too hard on that top side.
And before pit road closed, this is a really long track, right? Before pit road closed, the 95 went down pit road. Fueling up, probably going to put 4 fresh tires on it. I'm thinking he's going to be able to stay on the lead lap, and he may actually inherit the lead here.
Theoretically, as long as he stays on the lead lap, he should be able to.
And it's looking like he was able to maintain it. He's sitting in 16th, 47 seconds down. They're running 56-second laps. So he should be fine. I'm willing to bet he's going to cycle to the lead here.
See Jared trying to get that last spot for points.
Cody got really wide again in turn 2. Almost hit the wall.
Looks like Mr. Dewsbury was able to drive his way all the way back up to 2nd position.
So he fixed all of his damage, put fresh tires on, and was still able to drive up to 2nd. Kind of tells you how much those 4 fresh tires are worth.
Hey, I spot a Miss Weeks in the chat.
All right, so I went back and checked. Sitting in the pits with the car not moving, shows 23 laps. So that does open up that fuel window a little bit before this final segment of the race. Some people can short pit it. Some people can hold off and come in late if we get a green flag pit stop.
hate to say it, Tony, I don't trust it, though. I don't remember what track it was that told us way too many laps on
Yeah,
fuel.
I agree. If it's me, I'm probably going to cut it right in half.
Yep.
Well, that's going to help Ludi right there secure a little bit more. So he was sitting in 12th coming into here, so.
Yeah, got him a stage win, 7 bonus points. Got that track position now. We'll see if he can maintain it. He's got the speed. I think he'll definitely be able to stay in that top 5 or so, regardless of how this plays out.
Other than that, we're going to give a shout out to a few of our sponsors. We'll be right back for the second half of the race. 35, about 38 laps. It's almost that time. You think there's going to be a throwdown? I mean, Penny
Oh,
and
yeah.
Gooseberries got kind of close to each other.
I'm thinking it's spicy time.
Right there is where we're going to watch. We almost can get both of them. And, you know, what? It's going to be Banks is possibly to be a casualty of war if this goes south real quick.
Well, and as we were talking before, the 95 making that pit stop before the pits closed cycled him to the lead. I'm assuming the 30 either did not pit or only took 2 tires, but kind of changed up our front runners
He did
here.
not pit.
95 got a good jump. Spencer does not go.
Well, here we
Did he
go.
get in the wall? Schaefer's going to send it 3 wide.
They are all chasing mains now. Looks like we're watching this battle here. We're also trying to watch Finley and Dewsbury. Both have gotten close to each other.
Oh, I got that one. If you guys want to watch a battle in the front, as Schaefer with a great move hooked that inside beautifully. Is going to get a 2 for 1 possibly here. And he'll clear.
Goody and Broswell side by side going in turn 1. Dewsbury sent it down on pretty deep.
Yeah, but it looked like he clipped the apron.
He 100% did. I don't know how he
And then
did
he got
not.
loose.
I don't know how he didn't come up and collect Banks.
Here we go.
I think the 54 saw it happening and gave him a little bit of room.
Pointer gave Finley a good little push to go. Dewsbury settling back behind Pointer.
And that was kind of weird. I didn't see what happened to Dewsbury there, if he got loose or if he just got out of throttle because he didn't want to be have the 8 right on his bumper.
I think he got loose, which caused him to get out of the throttle.
And we saw that at the beginning of the race, too, where he got loose in turn 1, I believe it was, and cost him some spots, so...
Just a little bit too much loud pedal.
Like the 8 really had to check up in that corner. It's going to open the door for the 20 of Sean Pointer to look to the inside.
But that's gonna put Finley and Dewsbury right there side by side. William Peters out there. Let's go, Ludi, Dewsbury, and Moore.
Penley cut it cut it low to get around the 30, and I think he had to there. That 30 was holding him up in the corner. That was going to open the door for the 20 to make the pass, so he had to get out from behind him, get underneath him, and get around him.
The guy out there talking, and William Peters is doing the most talking. Joey Maines right now is your biggest mover, up 18 spots.
Unfortunately for him, I think that's going to be short-lived. Little older tires, I think as this run progresses, we're going to see him drop.
Tell you what, this battle for third right now is definitely shaping up. Poor Joey Maines has just lost 3 spots in the course of 1 lap.
Yeah. 8 went a little wide coming out of 3 there. Oh, he may have hit the wall a little bit there. I'm not sure. No, I don't think he did.
Yo, Crystal Bees out there pulling for Dewsbury too. Dewsbury seems to maybe getting a fan crew. Pretty sure Finley would like to be part of that fan club.
Oh man. Here, let me get a bigger paddle for you.
Hold on.
95 just chopped off the 8's nose.
Here we go.
Go with these two again.
The 8 had to take a shallow entry there just due to where he was at on track to keep it off of from spinning the 95. Cost them some time. They're 3 wide. Okay, 1 on the apron. They get it gathered up.
So what's the over-under on if the 8 and the 7 get side by side again, they actually play nice this time?
Lim to none.
Coley and Van Weston doing a little bumping going down the back stretch. Van Weston's another one that he's a good driver, but he's not made many friends this season.
Yeah, he's made some mistakes. A lot of these guys have, but that's part of it, right? If you don't make mistakes, you're not going to get better. You're never going to learn.
Exactly. You want to be better, you got to race with better.
100%.
This battle for 5th right now is kind of where it's at. 7, the 95, and the 8. Oh! 95 goes around.
Oh, I went Weston. Cedric.
Big wreck.
Oof. Oof, that was...
Tempers in the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not 100% gonna call until I can get a view on it.
I'm going back to take a look as well right now.
It's on the 8.
Just a side draft gone wrong there.
Yep. Trying to pull him back and just hooked his left rear.
Fortunately, collected quite a few cars as he spun back up the track. Looked like Van Weston was involved, Riggs was involved.
There's another yellow car there. I didn't see who that was.
Gallant made it through.
Probably Sam Gordon.
That's what I was
Be
thinking.
my guess.
Yeah, Sam Gordon. Took a little ride with Sylvian. He was...
So, here's the interesting thing, Tony.
Yeah.
We are not going to be within our pit window, but we're close.
Oh, let's see. Man, you're still going to be 5 by the time we go green. You're still going to be 3 laps short. I don't know if you can save that here. I mean, you can, but...
You can. We've seen it in the past, but you got to give up a ton of time to do it.
Yeah, I think what you would have to... Well, for you to go with that strategy, you'd have to start saving pretty early on, and it would have to go green, right? If there's a caution that you just gave up track position, and you'd have to come with everybody else.
Yeah, basically don't do what I did last season in Cup and go chase the rabbit named Ethan.
There's quite a few parking lots out of that one. And Sylvian, you could see him. He pretty much comes to a dead stop almost on the track. He starts getting off it pretty early because he can see the smoke.
Well, we got a few that are going to come down pit road. They're going to try and stretch this. I think if you come down pit road now, you got to come back down and top off before we go green.
100%.
But the question is, do you take tires? Right? If you go with this strategy, you just kind of got to roll with it, right? Take your tires now, and it is what it is, right? If you're gonna stay out and hope for that later caution, then you know, no harm, no foul. But it's kind of a risky move, I think.
Well, it looks like Dewsbury and Ludi either took 2 or none.
I think Cable was a splash and go. They're
You
sitting
know,
below the 7 second.
I don't know if that's really the move, right?
Yeah, I don't agree with that move at this track whatsoever.
I feel like if you're gonna play that strategy, you just gotta jump right in feet first, right? That seems like it's more of a, well, I'm gonna take fuel here, but I also save my tires just in case something else happens later. Like I don't know. I feel like you take tires there, you fill it up with fuel, and that's what you got, right?
Unless they're going to do what you said and come back down and top off and then take their tires.
I think
Where that null
I'd
and
rather
voids it
run.
because they're going to be in the back anyway.
I think I would rather take my tires and go out and run a lap, get a little heat into them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. I guess we're gonna see how this plays out.
Different strategies playing out.
Yeah, Stephen Hine up front right now elected not to come down pit road. If I remember correctly, though, Stephen. Actually, I don't know if Stephen is locked in or not. I don't believe he is.
He is not. He is set in
Not.
2030 in points. He's out of the playoffs by 60.
So just that one extra point there.
Yeah,
Maybe he's staying out to get that point.
I feel like at this point he's gonna need to win if he's that far out.
Yeah, because he's got Sam Sunstorm. He's not here, but Sylvanian, Sam, Jared, Matt, and Newbron, they're all here. So you lose train of thought sometimes when you look at some of the stuff in the Discord during the race.
That's why I don't do it.
Well, there's where my main pot stirring comes from.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Because I get it out there before y'all get it removed.
You see how he's doing us, Tony?
Yeah, yeah, I see it. I see it.
It's,
At least I've called you by your right name tonight, Tony. You haven't made any mistakes.
I mean, as of last night, we could call him Pinball, and that would have been accurate.
That was pretty fun though.
Wow, it was a blast. That was such a good, fun time last night. Well, Pace truck is off. One car, no tires, light fuel. Next two, full fuel, old tires. And then 4 tires behind them.
28 did not get a good launch. I kind of checked up that inside row.
Schaefer room.
Yeah, Schaefer's gonna check out.
Oh, Hine had a big moment there in the entry to turn 1.
But he's getting the run back off.
Oh, there goes a car. It looks like Jared McCauley.
Ruh-roh, Raggy. So now if I'm at the back, I am definitely coming down to top up, because this point now, I should barely be able to save enough and make it, I think.
Yeah, I think you'll be good for the 70 laps. If we have green white checkers, you might be hurting.
Yep.
But I think everybody who went and got fuel last lap or last time in needs to go take their tires now.
I'll say Jared, the back end just kicked away and he shot straight down the track.
Ooh, Mr. Main's not happy, and we definitely get it.
Well, it's like I told them. At least it wasn't 3.
Solid argument. Please, if anybody feels his pain, it's me and Tony this past season.
Well,
Yeah, it's
Byron,
been a little rough.
you have got you a win.
Do have a win, and I got 2 good finishes at road courses, but every other time I've been on the track, I've been, how do they say it? Dead. And of course, Tony, as soon as they won that race, gave me all types of hell over. Good job at winning at the place that they should flood, and all I could do was go, yeah, you're right. You're right. I got nothing. You're right. I still say, just like Kyle Petty said about Darlington, I feel that way about Dover. Fill it up with water and have bass fishing competitions there. Flood it.
You know, they do need to flood a few tracks. And they really need to bring back Chicagoland.
Dover.
I agree.
Dover. I'm gonna get lynched in the comment section for this one, but Bristol.
Thank
Arlington.
you, Miss Weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, Isaac opts to stay out.
Just getting abused now.
I mean, if the shoe fits, man.
To be honest, I lucked into that win because nobody was touching Davey or Ed that race. So I lucked into a win there.
Hey, gotta take them how you can get them.
In the Cup Series right now, you ain't never lied.
I'd love to luck into a win right now.
Sure you would. That's why Talladega, me and a few other guys are going to be hanging out in the back and watching all y'all kill each other because there's about 15 guys that deserve to be in the playoffs and there's about 2 spots.
Yeah, and I don't have that luxury. I gotta push for every point I can get.
Well, Tony started doing like Isaac, get the biggest mover. Now he's up 22 spots.
Man, that's only one point, man.
Hey,
I gotta go for stage points. I gotta do everything I can.
Well, he got 7, so he's up to 8 points right now, and he let it out.
I was fortunate last week to gain 14 bonus points and put me right in 16th.
Yes, you were. That when I saw that, I didn't feel so bad about driving past you for the stage 2 win. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because in the moment, I was like, Tony, get it moving. And then at the end of the race, I'm sitting back thinking and going, oh no, I took another point from him. If it does not get in the playoffs by 1 point, I ain't never gonna hear the end of it.
No, you won't. We can start calling him Connor.
Ooh.
Love you, Connor. I know you're out there.
Ooh, shots fired. Shots
But
fired.
wait a second, I can redeem myself. Check out his Instagram and Facebook. He's got some pretty good work out there.
Yes, he does. Connor does very, very good work.
Connor Darnell Designs. Check him out. He's looking for some work.
See a little blink from Schaefer.
Oh.
Miss Weeks said pew pew. Yes. Lots of pew pews in the chat.
Schaefer's quality is kind of dropping right now. We'll see if it comes back up.
Raggy.
We've seen him lose some races due to that, so.
Yeah, looks like it's coming back up slowly. That being said, though, he could drop out of this race and not affect him whatsoever.
Nah, he's locked in.
He's been locked in by, I think, like the 4th week.
He's locked in by ×2.
You have yourself a good night, Miss Weeks. We got to get you up in the broadcast booth before the end of the season here.
.23-lap shootout. Isaac Cedric pitted lap 42. Rest of the field on 46. 4 laps will make that much of a difference in your tires.
Yes. But I'm more concerned about the fuel. The cautions help, but it'll be close, I think. And if it goes green to the end, is going to be very, very close. If we get a caution with 2 to go or something like that, and then we have green, white checkers, that's going to be even worse.
I know Isaac. He's going to try to get a jump on this restart.
Well, he's got to, right?
Open up that gap.
As long as he don't roast the tires.
Isaac with a great jump.
Oh, that was me. I always jinx it.
I'm not saying nothing.
Oh, Banks gets into Isaac.
Great save by Banks, though.
No, there's no love lost right there.
Banks actually apologizing, saying, did not think you were going to back it up that far.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Isaac sideways, wrecking at the front. Everybody got it straightened out.
Well, you just jinxed it right then, Mr. Toods.
That's Weiger Toods.
I see it, but I'm afraid if I say it, I'm gonna really mispronounce it, and I do not want to get canceled.
That's Mr. Joe Ibarra. Sorry, Joe, I still can't roll those R's.
Ibarra.
Yeah, going back and looking at that, before I say anything, Tony, I'd like your opinion on that, sir.
I'll go take a peek real quick.
I'm thinking just a little bit of old tires versus new tires and different entry and braking points.
Good.
Yeah, 93 didn't get in nearly as deep as the 3 did. 3 hung right on his right rear bumper and just kind of never came off.
Well, we have our Code Brown moment of the night as well. Jeremy, if you can, just go on board and ride with Sean Pointer through that wreck.
Oh,
Because
we're seeing it.
Oh my lord.
But I'll tell you what, Isaac saved that car. Everybody saved it.
Yeah, and Isaac needs to give Cedric a thank you because he kind of kept him straight.
Well, and the 93 does not have any damage on the front or rear of the car. He's got a little bit in the door, but I really don't think that's going to affect the car.
Finley don't know how much of a Code Brown he was in.
See what Cedric looks like on his front end. Cedric's car looks fine as well. No real damage. So I feel like that was about as good of a wreck as you can have for all those involved. Really no damage that's going to affect the car.
We got a cheer in the chat.
Said
and I'm not
cheered
going
into
to
the wreck.
Yep, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that name because I'll butcher it.
Rico Shiner.
There we go. See?
Try it.
How, on a scale from 1 to we screwed up the name, where'd we finish on that one?
We just call him Mr. Shiner.
See, I like that.
Oh, you're terrible. One. I'm surprised we didn't get a negative on that one, Bobby. You know what?
Hey,
We'll just call him Shiner 11.
That's why I did not even attempt it. I let you have at it.
Yeah, so going back and looking at the start of that little run there, the 54 and the 93 kind of the same thing. 54 was able to drive it in deeper than 93, got on his bumper, and 54 had to bail, got wide. Luckily for Isaac, the damage that was in his rear bumper actually popped back out. A little bit of iRacing glitch in your favor.
Don't you love when that happens? It don't happen often to me, but when it does, it is just glorious.
Rico Shiner. Yeah, speechless out there. Of course, we know you pronounced it right. Of course.
Yeah, yes.
Women
Ugh
always want to be
is right, Isaac, but I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a save, bud.
There's Crystal out there thinking. Glad to know she was right. Well, you're a woman. 90% of the time, y'all think y'all are right.
24 seconds of damage at Pocono, Isaac. That's easy peasy, bud.
Yeah, easily to get that fixed up without losing the lap. And it looked like all the damage, like I said, was in that door area. I don't know if it's really going to affect anything.
And the thing said with that, he may got a chance to throw on some tires.
The boy done said he's a wheelman, and I would have to agree with that. I detect no lies with that statement.
"24 seconds of damage. He didn't take tires."
I don't think we're done seeing Spicy yet, to be completely honest with you.
Let's take it. See where.
It's getting late in that run.
Kenley and Dewsbury ain't nowhere near each other, so.
Now, Penley's on the front row. Dewsbury's towards the back of the remaining cars.
Malcolm Newbrough turned himself race around up to 7th. He's one that's fighting right there on the bubble. 6 points out. And Isaac is 6 points in. Well, you will it back up to the front, Isaac.
Got Schaefer and Penley on the front row. This restart, we're going to see how this goes.
Truck's off.
That inside row time that 54 into 3 of your teammates. They timed that so good. 28 will follow suit.
I hate to say it, it looked like the 54 was rolling before the 3 was rolling.
Let us go take a peek.
I could be wrong, but the eyeball check said that 54 had a couple mile an hour on it.
Yeah, it looked like he gave him a little push.
Mr. Toots, I think in that rivalry there is going to carry well off into the playoffs.
And the possibility of them two move up to Cup.
Well, if they come in there playing their reindeer games in Cup, that ain't gonna end well for anybody, especially them, because we grumpy up there.
Start calling it the old man series.
I mean, I resemble that remark. So does Tony.
We got both of y'all moving up.
We said old, not ancient.
Oh, but you know what good about ancient? World gaming.
There you go. See, that was the perfect lead off, and you just knocked that right out of the park. That's why I like working with you. You understood the assignment.
Yeah, I just hope tomorrow my MRI results understand the assignment too.
As Pointer looks like he said, okay, it's time to go. And I had a feeling that Sean was just kind of hanging out, maintaining for the first 3 quarters of the race. It looks like he's definitely stepped up his game here a little bit.
I check some times at the line and see what they're looking like for lap time. Well, Schaefer just put down his fastest lap of the race last time by.
53.8.
Yeah, that's scooting.
And Liam Pointer running 53.9s.
Battle back about 10th to 14th, starting to crank up a little bit. Dewsbury is right there by Steven, who's kind of been, like you said, abused past few races. We start calling him the red-headed stepchild.
Well, I
Even
mean,
driving it deep. He is going to pay the price on those tires, man.
what do I preach every single week, Tony? What do you got to do to that right front? Gotta be nice to it.
Yep.
If you're not nice to it, it is not going to be nice to you in about 5 minutes.
Gavin Downey broke into the top 5.
He had a good run going 2 weeks ago before that whole deal happened.
That's what we're going with, that whole deal?
We'll just call it that whole deal.
That whole deal.
I believe he was running like second or third.
Yes, he was.
Got wrecked at Dover.
You talk about tracks they need to get rid of. That's one of them.
I've been saying it. Flood it.
Get rid of Dover, or get rid of Dover and bring back Chicagoland. Oh, Mr. Break. Oh, Shiner 11 coming in with the sub.
There we go.
So you just slow it down a little bit. It works. Get that southern draw on it.
Speaking of Dover, I've noticed something recently in NASCAR that I don't believe is accurate.
What's that?
They keep advertising that New Hampshire race, saying, "Oh, the NASCAR's only race in the Northeast."
Well, technically, Dover, Delaware, I believe is pretty close to the Mason-Dixon. So the South might actually claim Dover. You don't get
No.
much more Northeast
No.
than New Hampshire.
Okay,
No,
well,
we
what
do
about
not
New
claim
York?
Dover.
Watkins Glen,
Watkins
about-
Glen and Pocono. Yep.
Pocono. Like, I don't get it. I think they're trying to oversell something.
And yes, I am trying to pawn Dover off on you, Jeremy,
No.
in the South.
No.
We don't want to claim that place.
No, you can have it.
No, it's yours. It's
No.
fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm fine. It's fine.
We'll just send it
It's
out
like
to the
me
West
at work
Coast.
today, just a
Agree?
dumpster on fire going down the river.
Ooh, there they are
It's
leaning.
fine.
Dewsbury and Stephen own each other, almost inside of each other. We'll just send it to the West Coast, Bobby, and we'll just be done with it. There it is.
Oh! Saved it. Might have scraped the wall a little bit, but
Dewsbury. Woo.
You know, I'm just, since we do, speak our minds here on the broadcast, I'm just going to come out and say it. Dewsbury has got some of the most raw pace in this division. If he could just work on a little bit of patience and his decision making, he would be up front. Yeah, and just be a little bit more disciplined. He would be up front every single week.
Oh, so he is a truck driver looking for his win at Talladega along with everybody else.
Yeah, Dega should be very interesting tomorrow night.
I believe if all goes well, I actually will make my return back there since I'm out of drop weeks now.
Well, there's one big one.
I'm learning from you, Bobby.
Hey, if you're going to learn, you better learn from the best. And I've learned how to tear some stuff up the past 2 seasons.
Six giving a nice little bump to the 89, getting him past the 30.
Yeah, but
We got
Vaughn,
Penley trying to make a move here on second place of Banks.
now I say right there, Joe saying that out there. It was
I
a
feel like
side-
that's a called shot.
Yeah, but it's also one of those, the improvement we have seen from him when he came into this league as to how he is now, major improvement.
So So here's the question for you guys. Penley has been the bridesmaid how many times? That win is staring him right in the face right there. How aggressive is he going to be?
Well, I think he's got to get close enough to even have that option, right? And right now, I don't think he's close enough to Schaefer to really do much. He's gonna have to, use these next 8 laps to inch away at that, get closer to even have a chance.
He did have a shot at getting around Banks, but that high line definitely prevailed off of 3. I do have a feeling that Banks is holding up Penley. Not a ton, but just a little bit.
Well, I also think the draft of the 54 is keeping Penley with Banks on the straightaways. We've seen him suck up to the bumper right before entry of the corner, but I feel like that's what's really keeping him up there at the moment.
See, this is one time I'm gonna disagree with you, because if you watch Banks entering in the corners, he's going in a lot deeper into the corners than Penley. And as I say that, Penley dives down to the bottom, but especially the tunnel turn. I've been watching Banks going about 2-3 car lengths deeper
There he is.
than Penley
Penley's making that
has.
move.
Yep, and Penley is able to get that drive off the corner. You should have him here.
Yeah, I feel like in 1 and 3 he was losing some time on exit of the corner. Oh, got tight.
But now, if you're Banks, what do? Do you stay behind him with the draft and the pinned off pointer? Because that draft's going to push him close to Schaefer.
Well, I don't feel like the draft is that much of a benefit to the car up front that it is to the car behind. So I feel like Banks doesn't have a choice but to stick with the 8th and Nathan Penley just to keep that run down the straightaway.
Isaac and Gatley both battling for that biggest mover.
Now, the other thing we're forgetting here is fuel. They're still going to be tight on fuel, I believe.
I think these guys pitting where they did, I think they'll probably be all right.
46.
But if a caution comes out and we go into overtime, then...
Oh, Vaughn gets in the grass. Backs up about 10 to 12.
You got the pit...
Pit lap up.
Overlay.
The pit thingamajiggy, you know, the Who's'em Watts it?
Yeah, let's check it out. If we add a few more to it.
Or better yet, just tell me which lap Schaefer went into pit road on. I think that would help me calculate 46. A little bit here.
Schaefer looks like he went in lap
46.
46. No. We had, 2 or 3 cautions. So you figure 3 laps apiece. Call it a lap and a half of fuel. Taken off of that. I think they can make it. I think they'll be right on the number.
Tell you what, speaking about right on the number, Schaefer and Penley, dang near identical lap times the past couple laps, within a couple hundredths.
Well, that's good to maintain, but if he's, Penley's looking for that pass, he's either going to need to find another couple tenths, or Schaefer's going to have to make a mistake, and I just don't see that happening.
When's the last time we've seen Schaefer make a mistake?
It's few and far in between.
There you go. And Don't look now.
Penley's falling off, it looks like.
Penley's fallen off, and somebody that's coming up through. Don't look now, but Evan Ludi is catching the back of Pointer and Banks pretty rapidly here.
Pointer challenging Banks now.
Yeah, I think Pointer's faster than Banks at the moment. He hasn't had the opportunity to get in that higher line. I think Pointer might have used that lap car as a little bit of a pick there to make the pass.
Yeah, there may have been a big blue Ancient World gaming car in front of Banks.
But yeah, it looks like Schaefer's kind of stretching it out. Penley's falling off quite a bit. Half a second last lap, give or take.
Well, I guess it's going to be a race between our picks, Tony.
Yeah.
As Banks gets the run from Narnia out of the tunnel turn there.
That's something drastic happens. I'm gonna say Schaefer's got it since package dropped.
Yeah, got 2 laps left. As long as he's got the fuel, he'll be all right. Got 1.3 seconds.
I think our battle here is going to come down between Pointer, Banks, and Ludi.
Ludi driving it in deep there.
Same thing with Pointer, and Banks is really backing that corner up, and you see the advantage that he gets there as he's going to look low, sends it down into the corner. Pointer's going to battle back on that top side.
It's Gusty now following. White flag is out. Man.
This is going to get interesting. These two have a lot of respect for each other, though, so I really think it's going to be clean here. Sean's going to look for the crossover. Banks going to park it low. That's going to open up the door for Ludi to look outside. Ludi's going to give Banks a shot down the back straightaway. Pointer really sends it in, has to check up. Ludi's looking low. Ludi may send it for third here.
He's giving it all he's got.
Pointer crossing it over. A little drag race down to the start-finish line. I think Ludi's going to have it. Pointer's working for it. Got him by half a car.
Great race there for third. Banks worked hard for that P3 finishing position there, but that was a great race, third, fourth, and fifth down to the line. A lot of congratulations and respect being shown between all the drivers.
Well, gentlemen, once again, the Penley is a bridesmaid.
Yet again, unfortunately. His day is coming. Mark my words, his day is coming.
Schaefer earned it. But Penley fought for it. Banks, Ludi. What a finish between Ludi and Pointer. But set tight. We're going to give a shout out to our sponsors and we're going to come back and talk to our podium winners. Well, he done it. He got him another win. I believe that is going to make him a 3-time winner this season. Mr. Schaefer, congratulations on that win.
Appreciate it, guys. How y'all doing?
How is your fuel window? How much do you have left?
After the burnout and everything, I had a lap and a half left.
So you was fairly good on
Yeah,
fuel then.
at the end of the race right there when I crossed the line, I actually had like almost 2.5, 3 laps left.
Well, you started at the front, got back to the front, had a little issue. About 10 to go. Y'all just take bad braking spot.
Yeah, I went. It looked like, well, I tried to go in a little higher than Isaac, and it's almost like, I don't know, with his older tires, if he slid up just a hair and I bumped him a little bit more than I was even trying to. I wasn't trying to touch him at all. I just was trying to get in the corner on the outside of him, and he just slid up in front of me. And when it did, it allowed me to touch him. And I told him I was sorry, man. I did not want to do that at all. But yeah, no, I was not trying to move him out of the way or anything like that. I was just trying to race him. But yeah, we just came together.
Well, you're pretty much cruised into the playoffs. You got Phoenix and Talladega left. The next two tracks. We know Talladega is pretty much just a lawn dart throw for anybody. But Phoenix, what's the mentality going in with the DVR guys?
Uh, Banks is really good at Phoenix. Newbraw's good at Phoenix. I'm okay there. I'm not as good as them two, but I'm hoping to get at least top 5 or top 10 out of there. But no, Banks is very good at Phoenix, so keep an eye out for him there.
Bobby, Tony?
Good run tonight, man. Ran up front all night. Any what what was your strategy? I know there was a couple different things like partway through that stage. Some people pitted, some people didn't. Um, was there any concern about fuel there at the end? Were you able to just save a little bit, or were you running wide open the whole time?
No, that last green flag run there, I was able to run the entire way wide open. As soon as that other caution happened, after we all came down and topped off with fuel, we had that one caution, and we saved enough underneath that caution to where we were 2 to 3 laps to the good, so we were able to run pretty hard at the end right there. I was trying to back up the Banks there to give him, because he had a little bit of nose damage. I was trying to back up the Banks to give him some draft, But as soon as I saw Nathan get around him, I said, "All right, Banks, I gotta go. I can't be a teammate no more. I gotta go."
And you know the routine up here. You ain't no spring chicken at it. Let's make sure you're now tied with Banks this season with 3 wins.
Yeah, yeah, he's a very tough competitor. But shout out to you guys for putting on the broadcast, Southern broadcast. Shout out to all the admins in Relentless. Shout out to everybody in Relentless. Other than a couple little incidents, I think it was a pretty decent race. Shout out to everybody at DBR, Talesman for sponsoring it. Paul Setup Shop. Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, brother. We will possibly talk to you next week.
Alrighty, y'all. Take it easy.
Maybe I tried throwing a jinx there. Maybe it did or didn't work. But you know what? He's P2, and I guess we're just going to start saying it's Mr. Nathan Bridesmaid Penley.
How's it going, guys?
Well, man, you're up here again. Not quite in the position you were hoping for, but talk us through your race.
Man, Schaefer is fast. Let me just start by saying that. And I also want to start by saying or giving an apology over to Maines, Joey Maines. I did not mean to get into him there. Kind of got sucked in. But I mean, otherwise, it's a good race. We had a fast car. This is one of my favorite tracks. I don't run it very often, but I really like this track. Called my shot here. Would have had it. Schaefer's he's quick, man. It's hard to keep up with him and keep your tires in check. But we did everything we could. Like I said, we had a fast car. Felt good here. Felt really good. Didn't qualify the best, but made our way up to the front pretty quickly. Had a couple little incidents there, including the one with Maines and some others there. But all around, it's good. I'm happy. I can't complain with P2, so not a bad night.
Well, we talked about it last week, and it looked like some things from last week carried over this week. I'll let you make your own decision on what happened there, but I assume we're probably going to see some more battling.
I'll ask Tony, when are you going to cash that check, Penley? Because he's building that balance up.
I'm trying to be the bigger person here. He's making it very difficult. Let me just say that. Not too happy with how we were being raced by someone in particular. So I got to check the cash. I still do, and it's just growing and growing. Hell, I might be a millionaire before too long, boys. Might not be seeing me here for too much longer if I win this much money with this check. But I need to cash. No, it sucks all around. I mean, I think I could have raced a better race if I wasn't dealing with some of the other things and other people in the field. But all in all, like I said, I'm happy with it. We finished good, and it's going to carry over. It will. We'll see at Phoenix. It's not my best track, but I still like it. I'm gonna have to practice there some, but no, I'm just looking forward to the playoffs and hoping we can get some more runs in and get a win. I need to get in victory lane, boys. It's been a long season without it.
Well, man, you're pretty much guaranteed a playoff spot regardless, just by points. So, yeah, I mean, you don't have the win, but it'd be a little better to get that win in the playoffs, I feel like.
Absolutely. No, I'm looking forward to the playoffs this season. I kind of blew it last season in the trucks. With first season, I missed the last. I think it was the last playoff race, and I was in second to Hendricks, and had a real good chance there to win a championship. And then last season we made it. We actually won the regular season in the trucks. Was really happy. Had a couple wins, I think, last season in the trucks. So I'm just looking for that win. I mean, I'm happy where I'm at. I think I'm still leading in points, so I'm not complaining. I need to get up there though. I'm itching for that win, boys. I need it. I need it. I'll be happy, even happier if it's in the playoffs. That's fine by me. I don't know. Dega is kind of a crapshoot. You know, we'll see what happens there. I'm not looking for my win there, but I'll take it if that's what it is. And same with Phoenix. We'll see how we do there. But no, I'm happy with where we're at right now. I really want one of my other teammates to take one of these regular season wins and be able to make it into the playoff spot because they're the ones that really need it more so than I do. And be able to make it into the
Well, man, you know the routine. You've been up here before. Shout out to yours.
Absolutely. Shout out to you guys. Love this league. You guys do great job broadcasting as always. Shout out FRC. We got a strong team. Bad luck, but we're gonna get there, guys. We're fast. Shout out, let's see, Hendrick giving us this fast Chevrolet Xfinity Camaro. Shout out, let's see, who else am I forgetting? I'm forgetting somebody. I can't think of it. But as always, boys, raise hail, raise Dale.
Never goes without saying it.
Even says it on my car on the new paint scheme that we're rocking this week.
All right, brother, we're gonna shoot you out of here, man. And good luck, and hopefully you'll be a wife next season or next race.
Absolutely. You guys have a good one. Thanks, guys.
Well, P3, nothing to be ashamed of whatsoever. Banks, she was able to hold off a charge in Ludy and Pointer there those last 5 laps, man.
Yeah, that was fun. They raced me pretty clean. I had some front end damage from getting into Isaac on that run restart. I don't know. I guess he was on older tires. I knew he was, but um, he just he backed the corner up so far. I don't know if that's where he normally braked, or if it was just the tires were that big a difference. I didn't mean to hit him, and then I just tried to let him gather it up, but got some nose damage from it, and was just kind of crap down the straightaways the rest of the race. So, yeah, like I said, that was about it. It was, I think we were even with Schaefer, a lot of the run. I think he was just a touch better. He could really save the tires, towards the last 10 laps or so of the run. He was pretty good. So, um, like I said, it was just I wish we didn't get that nose damage, but that was a lot of fun. Like I said, all these guys up front, they raced really, really clean tonight. Yeah, it was just a lot of hard, close racing, and so it was a lot of fun when you can do that.
And you've got 2 left for the playoff start. Are you going to ease out a little bit, or are you going to get all the points you can going into it?
We're going to try to get as many as we can. Talladega is going to be a crapshoot, you know that. So, but having a couple wins and being able to go up there and we're just gonna try to put it up front and just have some fun there. Phoenix were pretty decent, so hopefully we'll be able to have a good run there and maybe get another one. We'll see. But yeah, kind of looking forward to the playoffs. Good set of tracks for us in there, except for the Roval because we are just absolutely garbage on road courses. So we can make it there. Like I said, the last couple of races were pretty decent at, so we'll see.
Brother, you know the routine up here. You've been up here 3 times.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks to Talesman for sponsoring the league, Tony, for doing everything. You guys for broadcasting, Davey and Matt and everybody that help out with race control. They do a good job. DBR, congrats to Schaefer for the win. I say he's the fastest thing on the track tonight, so he definitely deserved that. And just everybody for coming out and watching. And like I said, going to next week to Phoenix, and we'll see what we can do.
All right, brother, we're gonna shoot you out of here, man.
All right, man. Thanks, guys.
Well, guys, we've done it again. We survived another race, and that point battle's getting real close down towards that bubble. So it's be interesting to see next week how everything's going to play out. Got 8 locked in and 8 still free for the grab.
Didn't really see anybody drop out of the top 16 in points tonight, but that that cut line got a little closer for some people.
Right on, Tony, Bobby. Appreciate y'all. We done it again. We about halfway through. Fixing to go into the playoffs. How's the outlook for the playoffs? The mentality of it. Think everybody's kind of getting their head right, or think it's how it's going to play out?
I feel like aside from one track, I think it's going to put on really good racing. The Charlotte Roval's always going to be kind of a big split in skill level, right? But every other one, Richmond, Vegas, Bristol, Homestead, Auto Club, Chicagoland, those are all pretty universal tracks that the guys that are good every week are going to be good at. Phoenix, I feel like is going to be, leading up to the playoffs. Phoenix, I think there's going to be a lot of hard, close racing, maybe even some desperation for some of these guys. And then, some of these guys are banking on that win at Talladega, and you know how Talladega is. One person makes a mistake and your night can be over.
Well, we're going to do it next week. Is we're taking to Dega and no Phoenix.
Yep.
I was thinking of the Truck Series tomorrow night, but we're going to be doing it at Phoenix, and that's going to be a pretty interesting track. So, on behalf of myself, Bobby, Relentless Racing, Tony, said it right, Telsman, and SBRN, we will see y'all next week. Till then, stay safe.